Imagine a place larger than both America and China combined, where sand stretches endlessly, the sun scorches, and winds blow relentlessly. That is the Sahara Desert, the planet's harshest land. Yet, behind that seemingly deadly sea of sand, a resilient ecosystem thrives,
where every creature possesses unique secrets to combat the scorching heat and piercing cold. In the next 20 minutes, we will unravel how various species survive. Sand dunes move like giant creatures, and the Sahara's survival lessons are shared with the entire planet. Yet, behind that seemingly deadly sea of sand, a resilient ecosystem thrives. To not miss any fascinating adventures in the world of wild animals. To understand the Sahara, we must first look at its location. This desert spans over 9 million square kilometers, nearly the size of the entire United States and China combined. It stretches from the Atlantic coast in the west across endless sand dune ranges, ancient rocky plateaus, then reaching the Red Sea in the east. The Sahara spans across 10 North African countries, from Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, Egypt. Extending to Niger, Mali, Mauritania, Chad, and Sudan. Each country has its unique features, but all share the scorching sky of the Sahara. But what makes the Sahara the most formidable survival challenge is its climate. During the day, temperatures can exceed 50 degrees Celsius. The ground becomes so hot, it can burn the feet of any creature without protection. At night, temperatures can drop to near 0 degrees Celsius. In just a few hours, the scorching heat transforms into biting cold. This abrupt change forced thousands of species to evolve extraordinary survival mechanisms. The Sahara's average annual rainfall is only about 25 millimeters, equivalent to a few drops of water over 12 months. There are places where it doesn't rain for years. And that is why every creature existing here, whether it's a withered tree, tiny insect, or predator,
are true warriors. The Sahara tolerates no weakness.
And only those who relentlessly adapt can continue their story of survival in this sea of sand. There's a little-known truth. The Sahara wasn't always a desert. If you rewind time, about 6,000 to 10,000 years ago, you would see a completely different world.
Where today there is only sand and rock, it was once a lush green grassland. Vast lakes,
and sparse forests stretching across the horizon. The clearest evidence lies in ancient cave paintings found in caves in Algeria and Libya. On those rock faces, ancient people depicted mammoths, giraffes, wild buffalo, hippos, and even freshwater fish. These creatures cannot survive in a desert. They only existed when this place was once green, humid, and full of life.
So what happened? The answer lies in the Earth's axial tilt, which altered the direction of monsoons and the amount of solar radiation in this region. As the Earth's axis tilted in its natural cycle, the West African monsoon, which once brought rain to the Sahara, gradually weakened.
Rainfall decreased. Lakes dried up. The land cracked. And over thousands of years, the once vibrant land dried up, fractured,
and transformed into the sea of sand we see today.
That change didn't happen overnight. It spanned millennia.
Animals unable to adapt migrated south.
Some species vanished completely, while those that remained were forced to evolve.
Learning to burrow under the sand, altering foraging habits, or shrinking in size to reduce energy consumption.
Today's Sahara is the result of a long journey in Earth's history.
A powerful reminder that nature can transform an entire region.
And the only species that survives is the one that adapts.
When we look at the Sahara, we see sand. But in reality, we are looking at an incredibly intricate ecosystem.
Here, no species lives in isolation. Every creature, big or small, holds a special place in the world's harshest food chain.
First, let's look at the Sahara's great architect, the camel.
They are called ships of the desert, but that title only reflects a small part of their extraordinary nature. Camels don't carry water in their humps as many believe. Their humps store fat, releasing energy during long journeys.
They can withstand losing up to 25% of their body water. A loss of over 12% would be fatal for most other animals. Their thick yet insulating fur and nostrils that close during sandstorms, and wide, padded feet prevent them from sinking. Camels are a testament to near-perfect adaptation. But on a smaller scale, the struggle for survival is far more intense.
One of the Sahara's most sophisticated predators is the fennec fox, the smallest fox species in the world.
They can withstand losing up to 25% of their body water. They avoid the sun during the day, becoming active only when it gets dark and temperatures drop. Their light-colored fur reflects sunlight, and their feet are covered with thick fur to prevent burns when walking on 70 degrees Celsius sand. Those living underground are also important characters. Jerboas and other desert rodents dig deep burrow systems up to 1 meter, where temperatures are stable and humidity is higher than outside.
They collect seeds, storing them in dozens of small underground caches, a way they create their own food reserves to survive the dry season.
As small rodents, they are a primary food source for foxes, owls, and desert snakes. A crucial link in the food chain. On an even more microscopic level, tiny creatures play an enormous role. Desert ants, like the Sahara silver ant, only emerge from their nests for about 10 minutes each day. Precisely when predators are too hot to be active, they collect seeds, insect carcasses, and inadvertently redistribute seeds, helping plants survive. And amidst the seemingly lifeless desert, resilient plants still exist. Among them, the welwitschia stands out, a plant that can live for hundreds, even over 1,000 years. They have only 2 leaves that grow continuously throughout their lives, absorbing moisture from night fog and channeling it to deep roots for survival. Every species, from camels and foxes to rodents, ants, and plants, is a crucial piece in the Sahara's ecosystem.
The disappearance of even a small link is enough to alter the entire survival network of the desert. Where life is weakest, it is also strongest.
Few know that the Sahara is not static. From a distance, the sand dunes appear motionless. But in reality, they are constantly moving, like colossal golden waves drifting across the land. The desert wind, with the power of millions of constantly blowing sand grains, grinds, pushes, and rearranges the entire surface of the Sahara. In just one night, an entire dune taller than a 10-story building can change shape or shift several meters. These seas of sand not only create majestic landscapes, but also govern life. This constant change makes the Sahara a dynamic desert, unstable, yet full of adaptation. Where every creature must learn to understand the language of wind and sand to survive. The Sahara is not just a parched land cracked by the wind. It is a crucial link in the global ecosystem, silently creating impacts that extend far beyond the desert's borders. Every year, millions of tons of Sahara dust are swept into the atmosphere by the wind, flying across the Atlantic Ocean and falling onto the Amazon rainforest. It sounds paradoxical at first. The driest place on Earth nourishes the planet's most humid rainforest. But it is that dust that carries large amounts of phosphorus, essential nutrients that help the Amazon sustain over 390 billion ancient trees. In other words, without the Sahara, the Amazon would also weaken. Within the desert, the ecosystem is even more intricate. It is a stage for a myriad of creatures adapted to an almost unbelievable degree.
But amidst its grandeur, the Sahara is facing unprecedented challenges.
Climate change is causing the desert's baseline temperature to rise faster than the global average. The already rare rains are becoming even scarcer, leaving many species unable to adapt in time. Some desert plant species, once drought-tolerant, are starting to disappear in many areas, leading to disrupted food chains. Meanwhile, human activity is encroaching deep into once pristine sandy areas. Mineral and oil extraction opens up transportation routes, machinery, and noise, disrupting the silence that many species depend on for survival. Even trans-desert transportation routes these desert icons are gradually going extinct. Furthermore, human encroachment destabilizes the Sahara's fragile ecosystem,